Hi, I'm Ron with Pacific Permaculture. Today I have a couple half barrels I'm going to plant out, probably 3. Let's take a look. I've had these persimmons since the summertime I got, and I don't think they're doing the most wonderfully in these small pots. So I just charred these barrels, made them ready for planting. And also I'm going to take some cuttings off of this cactus right here, Nopali cactus, and upright that barrel and put some soil in and plant that. So first thing I did yesterday was I went and got some soil. Now, being I had to take it out of the truck anyway, I'm going to use economy of motion, okay? Instead of taking it out and stacking it, these bags, and then having to unstack it and drag it to the barrels, here's what I'm going to do. See, it's there in the back of the truck. I'm going to back this little truck right up to the outside of where these half barrels are, dump them in. That's less I got to do, less physical labor, okay? Economy of motion. Permaculture is all about beneficial relationships, okay? So I'm saving one step, doing the same things but saving a step. It gives me a little bit more energy to do something else, some time to do something else, all that. Okay, so here we go. We're in closer proximity. Just let this little tailgate down. We're even closer proximity. All I have to do is drag them onto the tailgate, cut them, and drag them a little ways into the barrels. Economy of motion, folks. That's what it's all about when you can do it. So see what I got one by one. I'm going to cut these open. I may lose a little soil to the ground, so what, but I'm going to drag it over and dump it directly in. One down, about 1.5 more per half barrel. So I'm going to put the tree in and kind of situate it a little bit, then start dumping more. So we got our tree here. I'm going to throw some more soil in and then kind of upright it and put the stake in deeper and all that to hold it better. So here we go, one down. It didn't even take the full 2 bags. So these usually take 2 to 2.5 bags of soil, these half barrels, but maybe it's a little fluffy being it hasn't been watered in. So here we go for number 2. Emptying out the bottom of that second bag. And then, I cut them on the edge so I have a nice thick plastic bag for garbage or whatever someday. So that's the thing. I use that as another resource. Sharp razor knife cuts that nicely. So now I'm not going to be able to hold this and show you that I'm dumping it in, but dump it in. So now we'll repeat the step I did earlier. Is we'll go with a second tree. We'll go put it in here. Basically shake it out of the pot it came in. Right, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to do this, especially because I'm doing this with one hand. See? Just pull the tree out there by the stem. And now we got a nice propagation bucket. These are costly in themselves at the store, so we'll keep them for our propagating. And I'm going to go around here and try to uncork the roots it's going to be a little bit pot bound, okay? We want to keep the roots from being all spun up here. So that's what I'm doing. And then we'll put more soil, do the same. I did this to the other one, I just didn't show this aspect. So that's the thing. I'll do the other aspects and this part of the project will be done. That I've never done this before. How are we going to harvest these pads to propagate from? That's my question. Now what I have handy is this utility knife, right? So that's probably my tool of choice for today. Other questions would be like, which ones do I harvest? Maybe that one? Hopefully that is sufficient, doing it that way. I'm going to try to break some off too, so we have a comparison, because I don't know which is going to work better. This is partly going to be broken off, right? Also, I'm trying not to get those thorns up in my hand. So some other ones I'm just going to break off and try. If we can. This has been suffering for a long time, a few years at least, but surviving because the old cactus genes. So it turns out I had to kind of spin it. And twist it off. Here's one more. Let me see, maybe one or two more. This is my propagation planter, so why not? If it don't make it, no great loss. This one I kind of busted the leaf down below it was attached to. So, see, I think that'll heal up. Cactus is pretty darn resilient. And if it don't, it don't. But I'm trying to do something here and we'll see what happens. So I'm just going to stuff them in the soil. I don't know if I was supposed to wait to let that callus off or what. But what I'm going to do is stuff them down a little bit so they don't fall over. So it looks like a little Stonehenge model there. It's kind of cactus henge going on here. And we'll see what happens. I'm going to try to water it in just because that's what I do with plants. Don't know if cactus needs it or wants it or it'll hurt it. But thing is, I got more pads here if they don't work. So no big deal. All this stuff is always kind of an experiment with horticulture and permaculture. We have some ideas and some strategies, and then we go from there. We have to kind of experiment, wing it a little bit, and find out what works in our yard. Nepali is being propagated at Pacific Permaculture Institute. Thanks for watching, friends. Feel free to come by. I'm going to have a live stream on New Year's Eve. I'll probably have some live shows before that also, but come by my live stream on New Year's Eve. It should be a fun time.